Hey, Bri, doesn't it suck that the boss is always over our shoulder when we're trying to talk?
Jay, he should be entertained by us. Let's get out of here and finish this conversation.
All right, but as long as it's not work-related.
Jay!
B!
How's it going?
I'm almost all talked out, bro.
That's not possible, Jay. Who are you kidding? Nice try.
That's hilarious. I want to welcome
everyone to the Work-Related Podcast.
See, that's how long we've been talking already. But we are related by work on Twitter.
It's been a while.
And yeah, we were just talking shit about work and trying to save the people from... I think my wife even said that was a little bit too much work-related talk last week.
Oh, yeah? Should we go back to politics?
Holy shit. Yeah, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Yeah, that's so she can heavily scrutinize my positions. Never mind yours.
Yep.
And so I just kind of said from the tail end of that, I kind of made up with, because the people know about Tariq and the trollness and how I fell for his trollness. And so just like time heals all wounds or whatever. And I realized even at the time, it's not good for me to just like be mean mugging this guy or have him be your enemy.
Yeah.
I've always said that all along.
Yeah.
And I was actually making a compliment about him when we were talking about shit about Booby and his leadership skills and all these other things at work and how frustrating it is. And I was telling you, like the people heard, it's a little too much responsibility for you taking on the responsibility of what he's got to do. Anyway, I'm getting already too much work up. So I made up with Tariq in a way that I just didn't want to mean mug. I had to borrow a tool. He said, just keep it and whatever, back and forth. It was like, oh, okay, cool. He told me about something that somebody was doing and I just let him say. And so I said, it's not as frosty. And you said he said something to you about, yeah, we had a rift a few weeks ago and now we're good.
Yeah.
Right? And that was before I just told you this.
Yeah.
And so you just like, well, when are you going to do the podcast with him? Right? That's like, and I'm fucking, and I said, this is once enough. We're talking about your kids. This is not, I want to bring up that they started journaling.
Yeah.
Like that. And I was hearing that, I hear that in a
air quotes.
Well, I don't know, like you criticizing how somebody journals isn't really, that's on you. That's a douchey move to do.
That's not criticizing how they journal.
Yeah, because why are you quoting the journaling?
Because what they're writing is not journaling.
But isn't journaling just whatever's in your head?
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Isn't
I think
there
that's
a definition. So it's
yeah. That's why I'm saying you're defining what personal journaling is.
Yeah,
and I think the point of it is to just get like shit out of your head instead of keeping it in there.
The point of it is to waste $19 for no reason.
You've nailed it. You got it. That's a stamper on the point. Like all this, like, but it's a pretty fancy Spider-Man journal.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what the hell?
Okay, I don't want to get off on why I even started this comment because I will get back into that. And this is, well, I'm not even. It's a good way to get off because all I was saying with the podcasting thing is I wouldn't do it twice a week. I only need to journal once.
Yep.
Because I said I've never journaled at all, even as a kid or a school project. And it impresses me a little bit when I see it in some other shows when they use it in a therapeutic type of way.
Yeah.
Like just get your fucking thoughts out of your head. And we've already discussed that this is my therapy. Like I'm cheap, like cheaper than you because you actually go to therapy. Never mind $19 fucking journals. Is a $19 journal better than a therapy session?
It's a journal that talks back.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
our therapist puts me in my place many times.
Oh God! Well, finally we found somebody you pay to, and
Right?
that's hilarious. So we were given what the world needs is you to have that. So, fuck. Oh, I've always brought it up, like because when I talk with my buddy Rick, who brought up, shout out to Rick, who every now and then I'll just text with at work, like just about bullshit stuff or whatever, that he would be the only other person I would ever do a podcast with, right? He lives way up in Ottawa, and even like I could see that. We can go on. It would be, even less people would want to listen to that, I'm sure.
So too.
But he always says, because he listens, he said he would rather be our producer with the guy who's on the computer that could do the Googling, like what you would want to do.
Yeah.
Like that's what you, and I said, think to myself, I don't think I said it to him, is if, this is what I've thought, because I want to talk about something him and I were talking about with investing in Bitcoin and all this kind of shit. And he'd be a perfect person to talk to about this. But if him and I and you were ever in a room doing a podcast or through Zoom, you would be shut out completely.
I'm fine with that.
I know, this is what your dream would be. Your dream would be to,
when is he coming?
To produce us, and you would just fall in the back and be the guy with the Google.
When is he coming?
Like when he wants to do, what he wants to do would end up being what you would end up doing. And so in due time, who knows? But that would be the only other one I would do. And that's why I'm saying we've threatened the people with guests ranging from Booby to Brenton
Yep.
to Rick to our wives. That would
Yep.
probably be the funniest one. And so whatever.
Or the most detrimental.
That would be the people would want that one. Never mind. We're in episode 151 now, or 3. I don't know how many we've missed, but
Yeah.
for real,
What?
151.
Huh?
And so you can see like 200 down the corner or whatever. And so that would probably be a turn. So all I'm saying was, if the only other podcast I would do would be with Rick, and I could see that like in a different world. I don't even know. Like we briefly said before you quickly started this. That would because you used to have 2 podcasts,
Yep.
and that one was very. I knew a lot about that only because of how frustrating parts of it were for you.
Yeah.
And you had it with 2 other people.
Yeah.
And I think that makes it a lot harder,
It does.
right? Like you have to do way more. I don't know. Like,
Organization, it's just so much more moving parts.
and they were 2 different kind of shows. Like this is different than that. But they would end up bleeding a little bit into the same thing. Like there was no way they would bleed into the same areas. But the best times of I don't know if it's my personal taste. The best times of your old show, was the when it got more into the friendship of you instead of trying to analyze some social situation or whatever. Right, your opinions of whatever social situation were warranted, but it always seemed like it wanted to be a fast-paced, like PTI,
I agree.
get up type of show.
Absolutely.
And that's good. So if you're going to do 2 different ones or 2 different shows, they should be that like at least that kind of apart.
I agree.
Like you would do like an F1 show, or something like that, or whatever, right? Like talk football, like you know what I mean. Like I don't know what I do. I wouldn't want to do that. I'm not like that into researching. This is why we just talk about random shit. It's like just our journaling because it's what we see for the week.
That's a fact.
Right? Like it's not like we're taking down a subject and like encompassing it for, you know what I mean? Like hours and wanting to get the right questions. But I always wondered because I thought it would be cool to have a guest every now and then. So that's why I just...
Is that another potential guest?
Who, Rick?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I've never said it to you or for sure. Like it would go... Because he's heard a bunch of what we've said. And so even to bring to this, even when we're talking about this, I found out that he had, I don't know how much. I'm so curious. I guess I'm getting my questions out in public, so I just don't want to, I'm embarrassed or whatever. I don't know what the protocol to ask somebody an investment kind of question.
Yeah.
Because when he tells me that, like we talk about this Bitcoin, and I understand that he has a Bitcoin, half a Bitcoin, I don't know. I want to know when he got his Bitcoin. I want to know how long, because I remember when I very first heard of it. Do you remember when you first heard Bitcoin?
Absolutely.
I always loved the concept of whatever it could be, like decentralized currency. And like, I've never been that fuck the man type of person, but it's just like, oh yeah, money's kind of not real. So this is more real money? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's the same type of real.
But you're a tech guy, so you've always understood the concept of what a Bitcoin is,
more or less,
and how it's mined,
right,
and all that.
Yeah.
I think it's not because they're not interested. Say, I don't know how it's. I'll just use Tammy's not interested in tech at all. So she understands digital currency and something, but it's always based on like the Canadian dollar to the US dollar or the British pound to whatever it is, or the Australian, you know what I mean? Like just world currencies, and seeing this as like a disruptor into that, but nothing I would ever want to invest my real money in.
Yeah.
But like I'm a fool. Like I don't know if it was $10, $5. I don't know what it opened at. But and if I ever heard it on the first week, like do you know what year Bitcoin, like what's your theory on Bitcoin?
I don't remember what year I just remember the time I first heard it was like just under $50. But this was like, it's funny, it was like during the whole Silk Road thing. So I knew about Silk Road before I really knew about Bitcoin. And then when the whole Silk Road thing started to come to light, then Bitcoin really started rolling. So that's when I started being like, oh,
briefly
shit.
say what Silk Road is. Like it's
Silk
just like
Road was like
dark web.
a dark web marketplace for like basically you buy anything. You could buy fake IDs, you could buy people's credit card informations, you could murder for a hire, you could buy drugs, you could do like a whole bunch of stuff on Silk Road. And I've actually been on Silk Road, and it's actually pretty crazy. But
I've seen it in documentaries when they're like showing how easy it is to sell drugs online, and I totally understand like the like not wanting a paper trail. You know what I mean? Like I understand
for sure.
I guess for sure. Like that's where I understand it. So is that how it gained popularity? Mostly for wanting to like anonymously trade money?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
is that like not just drugs, but then it turns into everything else?
It just became a way for people to trade money, and that's really what gained the popularity of it.
I've always kind of heard it sold as, I think that's how it gets to be used. You know what I mean? Like more people use it like as a thing. I always kind of had it as I don't trust the government and their money situation.
Yeah, but if there was no Silk Road, I don't think Bitcoin would
Yeah, I
have been
agree.
as popular.
No, I
as it
understand.
was.
Because what else are you going to use it for?
Exactly. You have to. I guess that was the best way to consumer it to people.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Consumerization.
So did you ever consider buying one?
I did when it was just under $50. Me and Selena were just fresh in a relationship. We weren't even a year at the time.
Okay.
And I was like, we should buy this Bitcoin stuff. And she's like, I don't know, $50. And I'm like,
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was in there
okay.
too, kind of, but I don't even think I gave it a serious thought.
And if you did,
Yeah.
and one of my brothers on my dad's side, he said he had Bitcoin. Somebody gave him Bitcoin on a USB, and he just lost it. And he said there was like 3 or 4 or 5 on it.
Wow.
And so he's like, man, I don't even know. Like, I wouldn't even know where to look at it because that's 10 years ago. So could you imagine? He's moved. He's been married. He's been separated. Like all this kind of shit happened, and now that's one USB could probably do big things for you.
So it leads me into greater conversations about investing and all that. And I go before when I just divert off to what actually Bitcoin is. So like now it's widely used now, but the fluctuations are still kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Because even at $10,000, you should still have bought one.
Yep.
And even at $60,000, you should have still bought one.
So they say.
And well, now it's like at 112
Yeah.
or whatever, right? But all I know about it from not having to live and die by it, and I'm not saying Rick is either or anybody else who has them, is just like, it's a crazy, it still seems like a gamble in my mind, right? Like I see it's way more, like the Silk Road of it all is gone.
Yep.
Like anybody and everybody will take Bitcoin.
Yep.
Right? Like they can't wait to get Bitcoin.
You can go to the mall and go to the ATM and get Bitcoin.
But like, and it's all valued on $1 still.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's still, you know what I mean? Like things aren't sold in Bitcoin. You can buy stuff in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
No, I know things are because this is where my
But you
conversation
mean like,
all day yesterday
yeah.
is the IPTV that he gave me last year when the whole IPTV conversation started. He's the first one who gave me one before we bought the other service because he heard me complaining about my fucking cable bill and all that, and something came in the mail, and listen, lots of things happened, like, you know what I mean, through the podcast, and so I was like, "What's this?" And he's like, "A surprise," and so he bought me a subscription and fucking said, "Plug it in, do this," and it's like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" So now that's almost due. That's due next week, and I just randomly said, or not randomly, I purposely said, "Hey, can I find out how much it is to re-up for the subscription, because I got to do the same for my other service, because in my living room I need 2 different boxes, so 2 different services, and I can't use it. It'll just change both TVs." So he's like, "Okay, I got to find how much it costs because we pay in Bitcoin." And he goes, and like the value goes up and down or whatever. And I Silk Road of it all. I figured, this IPTV guy doesn't want to know who, you know, I mean, it's a great way to stay anonymous, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so he comes back and says, "Yeah, because Bitcoin's gone up, I have to pay more for it." And I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me. And because he showed me a thing that shows like $49 US for a 1-year subscription. And I'm like, well, if your Bitcoin went up $20,000 from last year, then wouldn't it be the same amount, 0.001 of a Bitcoin? Mm-hmm. Like wouldn't it go down to 0.0 whatever, right? And he's like, no, they still want the same 0.01 of a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And so now it's personally costing you an extra $30 because Bitcoin went up.
Yeah.
And that's the opposite of any kind of economic situation I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
So I don't understand anybody that I find that too volatile.
That's the thing. That's probably why they do it, because Bitcoin is so volatile that if it goes up or goes down, that could be in a month. It's not like our
But
American
how can you sell
dollar.
something like that? Like
Because of the volatility, then that's just a risk. It's a risk. You know what I mean?
Okay,
it's a risk
I understand the risk.
The seller wants to take. Like, okay, I'm gonna price this at 1 Bitcoin, and like, if it's at $20,000, fuck, that's great. I'm getting
Yeah.
Oh shit! This week it's down to 18,000. It's down to $8,000. Well, then that's a risk. It's like a.
But why would the buyer take that risk?
It's like a fast-paced stock market.
No, I understand. But
basically.
why would the buyer take that risk? Why, as me as a buyer, the only reason that I would use this IPTV that sells in Bitcoin it's because my subscription is already tied to it. But it's not going to,
Yeah.
if it was my only choice, right? Like I want to say, you know what, I can find another, because I pay my other guy e-transfer.
You could find another
No,
one.
no, of course I
easily,
can.
for sure.
No, but this is what, as a buyer, I would never go to that. As a grocery store, if I go to if Fortino's sold only in fucking Bitcoin, and I didn't know if my bill was going to be, you know what I mean? Like if eggs went up twice as much every week when I went there, I would stop buying those eggs.
Yeah.
I need to know, you know what I mean? Like it's not a gamble to me. The gamble would be like if all of a sudden Bitcoin changed, I would just go buy a Bitcoin. I go to the other grocery store. Like as a seller, I understand the high of the stock market on steroids, but it's an insane. Like, why would you still go to that? Like, you know what I mean? Like Rick says he can't find any IPTV service that doesn't just take Bitcoin.
Oh.
That's what he's saying to me.
Yeah.
I haven't researched. I got the one that the fucking Telus guy hooked me up with, and he's been amazing. It's a lot better than the service he has. The only real reason, well, no, other than having the two TVs, is the service I have sometimes doesn't go to older seasons of shows. Like say, like the random Australian Survivor. Like this is actually really the only show that I would have to save and get need this other subscription for.
Yeah,
But
I've never bought an IPTV on Bitcoin. I've
that's
had
what I'm saying. So this
IPTV
guy,
before.
I find the seller in the wrong here as a consumer's point of view.
Yeah, for the consumer, probably.
Yeah, but
yeah,
so if
it
you're
seems
fucking
like it's
so why don't whoever goes through like it's
where else do you spend your Bitcoin? Do you just hold it?
or you cash no. So this is what I'm saying. If I was lucky enough to like just buy one last year at 90 and have it be $112,000 this year, and I needed $10,000 for something, I would just sell it all. You know what I mean? Or sell half of it or whatever it is. And just like then that was a great investment for me.
And then get taxed.
And get taken.
Maybe you're avoiding.
So that's a part of it. It's a lot of tax evasion.
Yeah.
But so then you're still going to have to pay that tax to get your real money unless you just keep paying things in Bitcoin.
In Bitcoin.
Yeah, I hear you, but I would never. Would you buy a $50,000 car in Bitcoin, knowing? You know what I mean? Like
Depends on the Bitcoin market at this time.
and then this was again. I don't know how cowardly is this of me, because it's just based on data, like data, whatever. Then I think quantum computing is going to crack whatever code it is.
It wouldn't. There's not necessarily
what
a code to crack, but quantum computing could probably eventually mine more and devalue it.
Yes,
And
that's
you
the
could
point. No. Even the fucking market manipulation that's going on in fucking Elon's fucking White House.
Allegedly.
You and your buddies. The fucking and we haven't even talked about that at all. And so love to hear your point of view there, eh? Maybe. And so so this is what I'm saying. Like I don't trust it at all still. Like
Do you trust any market?
yeah, I mean, well, no. Actually, I've not. So I've never invested. I don't
At
trust.
all?
No, I've not used my money wisely for that at all. Like I've not used my money wisely my whole life, really.
You've never bought a savings bond or anything?
No, I had bonds given to me as a kid that I cashed as soon as I could just to get the fucking money. You know what I mean? Like I don't believe this is. I live in a world where money's just money, and I pay for it like sometimes, like whatever, right? Like I'm
Yeah.
not. I don't definitely when I see you and Selena, like I think you guys treat your money way better than I hear my buddy investing in Bitcoin and all this stuff. Like I do see these, even when we talked about the fucking privatized rover that went on the moon, the next couple weeks after he heard the podcast, he sent me an article about the stock market, like the like you could buy stock for that company. And
Yeah,
I'm like
that's a
wondering if
great
he ever
idea.
did. Of course it's a great idea. Like I do see that, but I don't play the market like that.
Yeah.
I could take the little bits of money that I have doing sports betting and probably put it in the market and play Robin Hood. I've seen when the GameStop goes on. I was really interested.
You know what's funny? Caleb
Yeah.
ownership, he does a lot of gambling as well, but way more than you. Not even as well. He's like he's borderline addict. Can we call him that?
We all are.
We'll call him borderline addict. And you know how Booby's in his little financial thing.
Yeah.
But Caleb has this budget of gambling, and it's like, what did he say it was? It's like $300 a month or like $400 a month for his budget of gambling.
Yeah.
Whatever. Booby's like, if you put that $400 or $500 a month, he's young, obviously. He's like 23. He's like, if you started investing now, that gambling stuff, this is a way better long-term gamble. By the time you're 40, you'd be great.
Yeah.
If you did that every month. For us, it's kind of a different story because we're already at the age where, like, even me, $400 a month for investing, it's kind of a bit too late. You know what I mean? But like, they're both a gamble.
But
So if you like gambling, why don't you like Bitcoin?
no, I do like it. It's too.
No, why don't you like it enough to put your money into it?
Yeah. Well, no. Like I said, like as a long term thing, because it's not like if anything, if I not that I could do it again. Like I said, I have enough trouble just saving money as it is.
Is any of your gambling apps in Bitcoin? Can you do anything in Bitcoin?
I'm sure. I think you can do everything in Bitcoin.
You
but
can't
no,
do everything, though.
You need a credit card to make the. Back then, before it was even more like legal in Canada, they were all offshore accounts. So you needed a credit card, and everything was done through your credit card. Now, when I want to withdraw my money from my my gambling website, I have to give them. This is through my bank, and so sure you can do everything in Bitcoin. But I've never looked at that side of the ledger. Like, I don't understand.
Would you ever quit gambling for sports? No, because that's different with you, because you say you do it for fun. So it's kind of a different kind of a thing.
So what I want to get at is, if anything, I would just buy like blue chip stock, or better yet, gold.
So most of our stuff is in like basic mutual fund stuff.
Yeah, that's what I would understand. This is one of the funny things I've heard is, like, instead of complaining about the Congress people that manipulate the stock market, you can actually follow what they invest in and just have like a congressman's portfolio and whatever fucking Nancy Pelosi or fucking whoever is investing, and you can too.
Yeah.
And I see those. There's even like those Robin Hood type of fucking commercials they show is you can just have a sliver of Apple or anything, like just like piece it out. And
none of that's ever worth it though.
well, see, so I would rather if I've ever toyed with it, it would just be in gold and silver, because I understand that. Like, I wish I've invested in gold, but it's not a worthwhile, you know what I mean? Like, even at $3,000 an ounce right now, I don't think it's going to go down, even though you look at something that just keeps going up. If I think anything is never going to go down, it will be gold.
I would agree with you.
Like, I think that's way less volatile than oil or even Bitcoin.
I don't agree with in investing in gold, actually.
How come?
I just think that it's just kind of like the dollar. At first, when the dollar was based on gold, it makes more sense. But now that they're basically decoupled, right? Before, like, a dollar was based on gold, so like that part just doesn't make. I think the only real gold now is still, and has been in the past decade, has still been tech. I think that's the probably the better
for
way.
Making tech.
Like any tech type of a company type of thing. Robotics, AI.
Oh, you think that to invest in? That's a better investing for gold.
I think that's the way better investment than gold.
I understand you, but as an old man, I just like the tactile nature of gold and silver. I think in a world like you will always be able to trade gold and silver.
You will not. You know why? Because if the world ended today, nobody's looking for gold and silver. Nobody's going to say, how much gold do you want?
Yeah.
How much gold do you want?
They're not going to ask how much tech stock you have either.
They're not, because that's the thing. But if you're investing in tech stock, you're not investing for the end of the world. You're just investing.
No, I don't think you're investing in the end of the world for gold either. Like, I think I just think it's as a marketable thing. Like, I think diamonds are too much in like small hands to control. I even think silver is in too small of the hands to control.
Yeah.
I think gold is worldwide recognized and will be accepted in a not world-ending type of way. If the world ends, I want the meteor to hit me and my wife. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to fucking be around.
Yeah.
Last of Us is starting soon. Fucking Fallout show. Like, you want to be around for any of that?
I mean, sometimes
you want to go to Mars, so you're just a contrarian.
I was about to say, sometimes I kind of think, like, would I want to be a part of a rebuilding of civilization, like a Walking Dead type
Look how hard
shit?
it is to be a night shift manager. Never mind. How dare you?
Everything's hard.
So what would you rather? You would like to be in the apocalypse? Would you like to survive it all?
I would like to be in the apocalypse. I wouldn't want to be part of the first, like, foraging part of the apocalypse, but like I would want to be part of, like, where there's like a couple buildings and we have a wall, and then I will start helping there. That's where I would want to be a part. I would want to travel across and find like a semi-established society.
Yeah, that's what they all would want. Yeah.
That's how I invest. Send me a stuff.
So I get, this is why I started the show. So I would love to have Rick on here to explain, like, because he's obviously been investing all this. And he kept trying to explain to me the whole, it's a stock market thing, but I was trying to explain to him, as a consumer, why would I do that? As a investor, I get the whole Bitcoin and being part of it. But I would be a little worried. Like, I would probably have sold out by now. If I'd have bought my $50 Bitcoin or
Years ago?
$500 Bitcoin,
I would have too, probably.
I would have like sold out. Like I don't know when I'm like, I can just imagine me at the deal or no deal fucking table, and you know what I mean, like seeing it's like I'll fucking
50 and it's at 50K.
Yeah. How do you keep a hold of it? Thinking, you know what I mean? Because then you're living. What if you're living in a world where it fluctuates from 60 to 40, and you've already counted the 50 and 60?
But this would be the thing. Like, this would be the battle I would have. It would be like $50. I could just. Am I really out anything? If I'm really never out $50, then why would I even sell it?
You know what my problem? This is how I, as a cowardly gambler, I am, and as you go back and forth. If you're winning your bet, like say you bet 3 different things and a basketball game doesn't start till 10, and you had it in like a 3-game parlay, and your first 2 come in. So for a $10 bet, you're going to win $50, but they'll say you can cash out now for $25, and it's really like you only bet those 2, but now. It's like, no, man, I want my whole 50. I'm only lost $10 if I lose the whole thing. But no, you've lost 25 now because you turned down the payback for 25.
Well, you never put 25 in.
Yeah, no, you see it that way. But when you eventually lose, when you watch the Lakers play, whatever, when we watch the end game, and you're like, fuck, I should have cashed out.
Bitch.
My rule is don't ever look.
Yeah.
If you're not willing to take the cash out, don't look.
That's a good rule.
Because you look at it, because now you see that's my money now. Like it's not a $10 bet anymore. It's a $25 bet. And the only way you really get up is just taking some of those small wins. And yeah, like that's what I mean. So either I don't look or I've lived and died by both.
Yeah.
As a degenerate gambler who has a buzz on when he's watching these things, the best is to be like, you bet just say you're betting a hockey game and they win the game, they're up by 2 and they give you a cash out. And you're just fucking like, you know what? I bet you they're going to lose this game. I should cash out. So you cash out, and then the other team that's losing at the time is a huge underdog at this point. So you throw a couple bucks on them.
There.
So not only did you win your new bet, you would have lost what you cashed out, and you feel like a fucking superstar. So that stock market feeling is what you're chasing, I think.
So why wouldn't you try that?
Why don't I? But I've already just described. I get that already.
No, but
I get that instantly.
I know you get it, but why wouldn't you try it?
So it's already frustrating enough to try not to blame fucking the sportsmen, the players for ruining your bet. Lewis, what the fuck? How could you not get past him? You know what I mean? Like I'm watching the race last week and just not understanding why I would have won even more money if Lando could have passed Max.
Yeah. And
for the whole race, he's like, and I'm just like, this is fixed. This is where I know it's not fixed, but it's just like, oh man, how did it not happen? And it's the way sports go.
Yep.
And so, yeah, you just like, I can't remember the question. Why did I start talking about it like that?
Why haven't you tried it?
Oh, because like I said, it's already hard enough to not blame the athletes for losing your bet for you.
You're going to blame these billionaires?
Yes, because you do not think that there has been, okay, like we do not know what but I think I've been watching some stock market manipulation going on.
100%.
I think not the whole point of these tariffs, but people got rich off of these tariffs coming on and off.
Rich people got richer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Isn't it gross?
Yeah, it's
whose money did they take? Yours and mine, if we were in the market.
Yeah.
Not even just yours and mine. People like my fucking father-in-law and my stepdad. People who need their investments. People who trusted those blue chip companies.
Yeah.
People who trusted these people to not do this. And when it's fucking Nancy Pelosi, it's the fucking devil. But fucking I saw a clip of him fucking like, hey, this guy here, he made fucking this much money. And this guy made that much money.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what I mean? Like, and so I can't trust them. I don't even want to buy silver because I don't trust Warren Buffett because he controls it all. Mm-hmm. And he could just wake up one day and do whatever with it. Just like you said about the Bitcoin, where a supercomputer comes and now it's just devalued somehow. Crash. Or Doge comes in. It's like, you know what? Buy Doge instead of fucking Bitcoin. And all of a sudden it's like, oh man, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. The whims of the market are not just controlled by nature.
Yeah, but you know, it's yes and no, because that's the difference with the stock market, is that there's just so much variety that you could easily invest into something and make 7, 5, 10% every year for freaking the rest of your years, whether the market goes up and down, generally it goes up, and you don't even have to really worry. Granted, it's only 5, 7, or whatever percentage that you're at. It's not like a high percentage, but it would double every 10 years, every 7 years.
That's not the same rush I just talked about with the sports or the Bitcoin.
Exactly, and that's why if you're that worried about those people controlling, but you can't invest into a single thing. You have to do into a fund or something like that. You know what? Maybe I should create a cryptocurrency fund that kind of like aggregates a whole bunch of cryptocurrencies, and then you can get like a lower percentage based on the highs and the lows. That's a great fucking idea.
I don't know if
it's like a mutual fund for cryptocurrency. I'm onto something here, I think.
They have to have that. There's no way that nobody has not thought of anything about the stock market and collaborating mutual funds. People's whole lives are based on financing.
I haven't seen it.
Okay, so I guess I'm underplaying how much you've researched that.
And the finance people aren't really that keen on Bitcoin. A lot of them hate on it. Right? It's
that's why.
ones.
Yeah, no, I get it. That's why I'm saying it's a disruptor in the ultimate way, and I've always enjoyed that kind of part of it. And I'm not thinking that it's about to be disrupted in a major type of way. Like I can imagine have this conversation in 6 months saying, "Fucking, you thought you were an idiot for not buying it at $112,000 or whatever it is."
Now you're not buying it at $1 million.
So I don't know, because I'm just like I don't. Because I'm either a fool or it's mostly because I just don't understand it. From what I've been reading about, like with these stock markets, and how it could be manipulated just as it was, and like these tariffs change the whole global market type of thing or whatever. If I could, and I could, I guess, if I really wanted to, I would start investing more into Europe right now, or into Germany specifically. Mm-hmm. I think that what the feeling we have here in Canada about like who we want to vote for and why, and the protection Canadianism that everybody that I've talked to on either side of it feels. As galvanized us in a way, and whatever, we're limited in what we can do in our trade partners, but I think Europe has been like a woken in a way, and I think because in a way before I would look at like Germany as being a sucker for being the most important part of that whole European Union type of way, but it looks to me like they're going to start embracing this more unification of Europe and start not even just relying on U.S. weapons manufacture, because they have to worry about wars on both fronts in a way, and not trying to defend Ukraine if they want to with American weapons, and they're turning their automaking skills into building more of their own weapons. Mm-hmm. And so if I could build anything, I would put it into German weapons manufacturing, because they've made bills these European these strong how can I put this? Like strengthening their own self, like just what you want to do for Canada, like European protectionism with investing in their own ways. So, all right, whatever. We can build our own F-18s. Yeah. Like, where else are you going to build a better, you know what I mean? Like, watch out for a strong Germany. They've tried to take the world on twice, and they barely fucking lost both times. Yeah. And so, whatever. So that's what that's the side I want to be on. Like, you know what I mean? Like all these arguing, all this fucking bullshit. I think they actually have a real plan. And it's a real thing. They're real manufacturing for a real reason, and they have to. They're going to invest, and they're going to create jobs, and they're going to fucking. And so that seems more real to me than like not tech stocks or whatever. I understand that more.
Yeah, but you're talking like individual stocks, which most people don't really do.
No, you're talking mutual funds. Yeah, and shit.
Most people do funds and stuff like that. Individual things are way too risky.
As just a normal citizen, when I think like shit, not just mutual funds, but these mutual fund type things that I can only say it like that, like shit that's like destroyed Toys R Us, like things that come in and just liquefy everything. You know what I mean? Like they just get a big group consortium and they dominate. You know what I mean? With their money, their powers, their super PAC powers, and they don't build anything. Right? Like I don't understand things that don't, making money off of not building anything.
Yeah,
but like tech stock, I understand.
But mutual funds include tech stocks.
No, I'm not saying it right. I'm not trying to that makes the most sense. But you know what I'm saying? Like whatever the entity was that destroyed Toys R Us, it wasn't because toys weren't selling in the store. Yeah, it was because it was liquidated. Yep. And like how there's other examples that I couldn't like because I don't study what I'm going to talk about on my podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Why would we study?
You know what I'm saying? But you're trying to
I know
understand what I'm trying to say.
I know what you're saying.
Like I don't want to. I don't know. I guess as long as you make money, is it okay to be a part of destroying? Like you know what I mean? Like I think you can't make money off of not building anything for so long. But I don't understand how not to think about that. I know it's not right.
Well, it's trading, right? It's really just trading, and we make money off of trading regularly. We trade phones on Kijiji and Marketplace after the market, after they've already got their money. So that's basically the same thing. Once they got their money, we're just trading after. So this not really, you can make money off trade. Trade's a really big thing. It trade's like one of our cornerstones of humanity.
No, I understand. I'm not trying to say, like, that's obviously my point was missed. It's not the trade part. It's these groups that predatory, like just predatory, let's just say, I don't know how to explain it. It's just more, like I said, whatever the situation was with that Toys R Us situation, you know what I mean? Where they're looking to just squeeze every last ounce of equity out of something and not try to be a good. That doesn't seem like a good citizen, like you know what I mean, or whatever, a good member of society.
Yeah, but once these guys are in those kind of money, they're not trying to be good.
No,
citizens.
I understand, but it's like, and I get it as a money making point.
I've always said, anytime people are like, oh yeah, this billionaire, he's such a good person, he's such a good, and I would always think like, I don't think there's a way you can be a billionaire and be a freaking angel your whole life. Like that type of shit doesn't have. You have to have some sort of thing to you to be able to make it that far.
Yeah. Like I get it. Even building your own wealth, like I can appreciate that. I can appreciate who like a Shark fucking Tank fucking type of business person is, but I can't lean into that characteristic. Like I'm impressed in a way, but I'm not as impressed as somebody you can.
It's not about impressing, but you can't be surprised when they're squeezing everything out of Toys R Us or Hudson's Bay or whatever.
Yeah, it's exactly the same situation. I understand that they can. Everybody lose their jobs, but the CEOs of the Hudson Bay, great company, they're getting like a bonus.
Of course they would.
I'm not. I think that type of thinking is eventually ruining every market.
Yeah,
like you know what I mean, like. I don't think it's going away. I'm not saying as where it's gotten to is, and we all do it like worldwide or whatever. But as a story to hear, as a person like not even involved in it, just like it's just it's not even the lowest form or whatever. I just don't think it can keep going on forever. Like I think that's just going to eventually that's more destroying of humanity in a way to me. Right? Like I don't know. It's not their responsibility to keep the Hudson's Bay Company going.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody that's involved in whatever consortium, you know what I mean, owns the Hudson Bay and, you know what I mean, and under their umbrella of fucking things, gives a fuck about anybody else but squeezing every last dollar out of that entity.
Of course not.
And maybe they shouldn't. Like I don't know why. I can't explain myself on why it's gross to me. Like it's like a lack of. It's obviously a missed opportunity for me to not invest in it, just like the Bitcoin. But talking about the Bitcoin and gold there's something to trade there. They're trading on the backs of people they're going to fucking lay off in a minute or whatever it is. Like I just can't keep myself out of the people getting affected by it the most. And like, again, not even the Toys R Us. Who cares if Toys R Us goes or not? But that was, instead of trying to make a good business, they you know what I mean? Or Hudson Bay trying to make it work. Like, I don't even know if it's a lost cause, it's a lost cause.
Yeah.
And might as well squeeze everything out of it. Like that's not even trying to be my whole point. Just I think it's closer to the downfall of what we do as humans more than anything else. Right? Like, but I don't know. I don't need the Hudson Bay to go on forever either. Right? But it's not a black and white or cut and dry thing. Mm-hmm. It's more thing. And so I'm never going to be in control of that market.
Yep.
Like I feel just as much of a sucker at the whim of everybody else. And that's kind of why I stay away from it. With gambling, I get the rush right away. That's
that's why it's more of a fun thing. It's more of a for you thing than it is for the money thing.
Yeah, and it has to be, or you're done. Or you could try to be a professional gambler, and you have to play it the gold market type of way where you just go for the sure thing. You wait till the fucking Washington Capitals are up by 2 goals, and then you bet them to win, just to win. Bet $10 to win $1. and then do that over enough times and you'll go. There's no high in that for me. I'm just,
By the way, historically, I think gold is down. Historically.
when was it more than $3,000 an ounce?
I don't know if you're talking about inflation, it's probably not
True.
even close.
Yeah, but we use gold for more things than ever.
No, we don't. We use gold for mostly jewelry.
But every electronics has like fucking gold in it.
There's
and shit.
substitutes though. They use a lot of substitutes for
That's what I've heard. I'm only like here. I hear you. I'm just saying as a stable investment. Like even like I said, you just by the normal ones you think of, I would think of. And I'm not saying I write about any of this at
No,
all.
I know. We're just.
I'm
just
not like
throwing
the
shit
ones
out.
to make sure. Like I'm so confused by it. These are just.
Yeah, we both are not investment professionals.
This is why it all started with having a guest coming on,
Yeah.
and Rick, who might apparently know something about this shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm just saying, as a person with not as much money the money I want to play around with, I just got paid. I have to pay a whole bunch of fucking bills.
Yeah.
Like I'm even talking with banking now, and it sucks. It's so frustrating. Tammy, I got to see her so mad at somebody, not me, yesterday. Like, you know what I mean? Like when I see her anger pointed at somebody else, it's fucking like, that's why I fucking run away from her when she's so angry at me. Or I better not let her get that angry at me because, she was right to. And it's just like so fucking, even just simple shit that you don't understand why they haven't fucking done for you. You know what I mean? Like fixed or whatever. You just don't feel like a customer. You don't feel like fucking taken care of. And it's just like you're so at the mercy of these fucking bankers and high and mighty fucking people. And it's honestly, depending, it's like why I want to vote for who I want for, because it made me realize that I've knew this before. Banking is the ultimate ruler of the world.
Yep.
These like, no matter what, even like the bankers win on every fucking side, like a
100%.
lawyer. And so that's how the world stays fixed. And even if like there's like dollar manipulation and all this kind of fucking weird things going on, and you would think the U.S. wants their dollar to be high, but they actually want it lower for whatever fucking reasons, because it's whatever. All these things that I don't understand about investing and dollar value and this, and it leads to like again more of a untrained or a cowardly thought on what Bitcoin should and shouldn't be. So fuck, I just again fucking lost my thought. Damn it. Oh yeah, fuck.
Oh, you just had it and you lost it again?
I did. But it was more right on the investment thing. It was fucking. Oh no! Yeah, with the banking so frustrating. It was like I don't trust them. Like I have to trust the value of my house for what it is, and yeah, I can't be scared if the value of the house goes down. I have to just worry about what it is now. If I'm refinancing my mortgage to fucking put us in a better situation because we find ourselves fucking stuck right now, then that's how I found out what the mortgage rates are going to be.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, it's lower than it was when we did it last time. And it's this and the other, and just getting all this kind of stuff and finding it. And it's just like, it's so, I'm at a point where I don't have much of a choice in what I'm doing. I'm just curious on if it's a right thing to do, right? Like it's just, I feel so vulnerable. And I can only like do so much about it. And so ultimately when it comes to these things, like I don't because I don't know what I'm talking about, like I just stay away from it, is basically what it is. And I realized that, like I said, well, yeah, banking's ruled. It's just like you're at their mercy more than even insurance companies when it comes to certain things. Like the banking is really what it is. And because I'm not in it, like I don't want to just dip my toe. Like maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, you want to either go full force or...
Yeah, like as a person who researches, like how do you narrow that line? Knowing how important it is and what you might not know about it, like how do you know what I mean? Like you kind of just figures you're going to go in a mutual fund type of thing where you're the surest thing you kind of know.
Yeah, more or less the surest and the safest thing because, well, when it comes to money, I don't gamble. Like I've already said before, I played 50-50 at work, like in the first year that I got there and I lost and I said, forget it. I'm never playing it again. Like that's just how I am.
So that means somebody who doesn't gamble at all.
No,
me.
I don't gamble at all, ever. Like I don't like.
So why have you invested at all then?
It's just less of a gamble, and it's shown that it's been less as a gamble. So it's just more of a, it's like a patience thing, and I have good enough patience, I think.
So yeah, you never worry about some kind of if a market goes down or whatever, you just kind of ride it out.
COVID went down, we lost a lot.
But by staying in it, it's gone back up.
It's got more now.
Yeah, so her dad, Tammy's dad, so I know that like that thing. That's the same way he has his investments.
Yeah,
is in more of a stable market and doing like more of a, you know what I mean? And some years are better than others, and you hope for that or whatever. I agree. I've missed my opportunity at this point, not realizing I could just do it today if I wanted to, too.
Yeah,
I know
you could.
through these Robinhood apps and do like, it is very intriguing. And like I said, I would even, on that basis, I would be more inclined to be like you, but actually do it in gold.
Yeah.
I would like to have an account, if anything, if I was going to do it, to just buy shares of gold. You know what I mean? But
But that's a terrible idea.
yeah, it probably would be. But I actually still don't want to trust anything in like.
That's the hard thing. It's the trust of a market that you really have no control over.
I don't want to trust. I don't know if it's because like it took me a longer time to trust banking online. Like it's silly now, right?
What, Jay?
No. You can't say it now. I've done
I
it
know,
for
that's true.
decades. But like, you know what I mean?
That's
Like,
true.
remember from an old man who just remembers his first bank machine.
I remember I had to put my book in there and do my thing, and it come out and be like, oh
That's
yeah.
hilarious. I
I
forgot
remember
about
that.
the
Canada Trust was my first bank.
The book. That's fucking great. Yeah, so that's where it was enough. It was already enough to fucking hard enough to give them your cash and look at the book.
Yeah.
Right? Like that feeling hasn't gone away from people that were hiding the money under their mattress.
Yep, for
right?
sure.
And so it's just hard to take that out. And so, yeah, to my detriment, I never invested in Bitcoin, Apple, whatever you want to fucking say, I would invest in if I had the time machine.
Yeah.
And so I deal like, but diving into it now, it's not I don't have enough. I don't want to. Like I said, I don't want to take the money I use for gambling like now because that's like I said, I watch it. I don't want to watch the stock market. I like tease it when the GameStop information comes in, but to me that story more was on the fucking machine that keeps keeps this charade going.
Yeah.
Right. And then I don't want to live in the it's all fake type of thing anyway. But like I actually am more. The more you worry about money, the more that's a waste of time.
Yeah.
Right. Coming from a person who could use a couple of bucks right now, it's not. It doesn't.
Yeah,
It's not. It's not. Serves me well every fucking minute of my life.
Worrying about it is not going to help you.
That's the problem. Worrying about it, right? Like, unfortunately, it tends to be to me. It's you eventually you have to worry about it a little bit. You can't like
you can just do something about it.
Yeah, you
don't
try.
necessarily. Yeah, you can just try to do something. You don't necessarily have to worry.
Yeah, that's the thing. Or do as much as you can.
Yeah,
or
for
just not
sure.
like just let it rule you enough, but not to be the be all and everything.
Yeah.
And so with the stock market part, like I said, like I would rather come in and complain to you why I lost my Lando Norris bet.
Yeah.
And have you say why and or listen and say, oh, I understand now.
Yeah,
to go from how did my stock in this go down? And like it'll just be like it'll be such a theoretical conversation, and it's just yeah, you know what I mean. Like I would, that doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah, but when it comes to like stock and investing, it's not a topic of conversation on a regular basis. That's why gambling is more of a fun thing because that's something that you're watching. Like maybe you look at your investments every year.
No. I think you're wrong. I think that's how you do.
I know lots of people who do it like that.
No, but I've just heard even from like the younger, like Jacob. I've heard Jacob and Johnny talk about their stocks. I haven't for a bit, but they would be on their fucking Robinhood type of app, and they're like
But
this and that.
That's completely different. Like, okay, so I don't want to put too much of Booby's things out there, but he invests a lot a month, like a regular basis, a lot, like thousands a month. So he basically he doesn't have a high rent or anything like that. He invests a lot a month. He doesn't check his shit on a regular basis. Or it's like if something happens in the market is when he'll check. He's not there every day. He's not there every week. He's not looking at if it went up $6 or down $8. He's not looking at that. And me and him have these conversations because he talks about his investments a lot, and he sometimes even brings his laptops and he shows like the funds that he has from his licensing thing and stuff. And they're not looking at it. When people are looking like a Robinhood thing, that's such a micro level. They're looking at macro level of like 5 years.
Yeah.
Like he'll look at 2 years, like, oh yeah, 2 years ago, my thing was at 30,000 and now it's at 45,000. It's the type of the thing that he's looking at. So that's the big difference with the Robinhood apps and stuff. It's not like on like that kind of a level. That's more if you want to look at it every day. It's more similar to like a gamble type of a thing.
Yeah, well, I think that's the I would imagine that's what they call like a day trader.
Yeah, exactly. That's like a day trader, and they're more like. But even day traders are doing They're
No,
watching
they have
it
no
every
idea.
day, but they're doing obviously hundreds of thousands or millions or tens of thousands.
Yeah.
You know? So, or like my mom was in the investors group, which is a big investment company. There's one here in Milton, actually. And she would just get her reports in the mail. And I remember going to my house and seeing unopened investors groups envelope. She's not looking at it.
No, I don't look at like that. So I get it. I've just never been involved in it.
Yeah,
I don't. And the whole point of these conversations, I've just, at times I wish I was more involved in it, like for the long term gains that I would have had. Like big. That's why I bring up Bitcoin as well. That's the one that's got the both of them combined because it's got the volatility of gambling every day.
Yeah,
and you could just see how much it's risen.
But a
And
lot
this
of
promise.
the people who are in Bitcoin, like I know a lot of people who have done Bitcoin, and they just kept saying, "Just don't watch it." When it would go up to 40 and then drop to 20, they're just like, "Oh, we're in it." You know, have you seen those memes? We're still in it. We're just not watching it. And it's just like that. Actually, that's kind of different because that's kind of heartbreaking. 20K, 10K, like that's nuts.
No, but I've never been able to. Like I said, like I don't. I'm trying to recognize my fault in not doing that, and even in the investment part, I've just never been part of my world. Nobody ever really knows talked much about it.
Yeah.
It's more of a thing people like for whatever over 10 years longer, whatever you want to say. But even then, I'm too late to the game. I've not wanted to be involved. I've just thought of it. It's like in a way, it's not my anarchy of it all. Like world burned down. I just don't trust the people involved.
Yeah.
Like it's just like I don't trust anybody. Like. I would look at it that way too. I would see it as a missed opportunity and invest in it. I don't think it's anything bad about it.
Yeah.
I've just not done it.
Yeah.
And I'm just
that's fair.
like I said, like if I had the extra cash, like I don't want to take I'm not about to take the fucking money I have in my Bet365 account and put it into German manufacturing thing. Because I'm just like, okay, I'm done. Right, like I've done. Like I can't watch
nothing
the
else
race
to do.
tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
and live in any kind of high or low.
Yeah, I know.
Right now, I got the golf going on, and depending on what happens, I'm going to like either lose $15 because I got like 3 different bets on, or I could win $55, $60.
And that's the enjoyment part of it that you don't get on that.
So that's I've stayed away.
Yeah,
it's hard enough to not be mainlining tequila every day and put it into instead of putting it into a fucking margarita. Or whatever, you know what I mean? Like I'll be back to my fucking big weight in a hurry. Like I already can't indulge in everything. Like it's something I fucking try to stay away from.
Have you ever done horse betting? Or like horse race, or like
only the fake machine in Vegas. Like I've been to the track.
You've been to the track?
I've been to the track a couple times.
I've never been to the track.
You would love it.
That's something that I would want to do.
Man, it's something you could almost even take the kids. But other than that, we would take you and Selena to the track.
Yeah, that would be
we have the
sick.
track right like pretty fucking close to us.
Yeah.
With a big casino and all that.
You talking about Mohawk?
Yeah, it's kind of fun. So I'm such a noob. Like I know nothing about that.
I'm with you.
But no, so you go. So I just kind of look at the odds of stuff or names or just bet. Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah.
But it's not rare. It's one of the places I've gone to in the world where you are such a rookie compared. Like you're going there. Who do we bet on? Whatever. How do I say this? And people are, you know what I mean? Like they're ordering eggs at a diner
That's
for the fucking days.
intimidating.
Like they're just you're in the way.
Yeah.
You know you're like a new driver trying to fucking get onto the 401 and fucking
you're adding to their purse.
Yeah, they're fucking like no, they don't care. That's what I feel if I ever went to play poker in Vegas.
Oh God, yeah.
Because I think I know what I'm talking about, but I've never played for big money in a real poker room.
Did I tell you about that story in Vancouver when I went to Vancouver for my bachelor party and we went to the casino?
Oh, I can't recall the details. I
Me
think
and my cousins, we went to the casino and then we were going to go play poker and whatever. And then there was like a poker thing upstairs and there was like signs for it. And then my cousin, it was like, Vancouver's like a lot of Asian people. So we were walking and because we played a little bit and then we just started to leave. And then these Asian guys was like, yeah, he was like, oh, you play poker? And then my cousin's like, yeah. He's like, you should come up there and play poker. And it was like, yeah, come. And my cousin's like, no. And then he goes, those kind of guys are going to take all your money.
Yeah.
Those guys are taking all your. They're walking up the stairs, going up to this room where you have to buy in and all this stuff, and they're saying, "Yeah, come on, but it'll be fine, sure."
So you're a sucker there. With the horse racing, they're just like you're just what you're like I said, like you're not they're not taking your money.
Yeah.
Like it's not the same. They're not playing you. You're just betting on whatever horse, right? You know what I mean? Like it's fun. Like
Yeah.
it's a
Your
good
loss
place to
is
go for
their
dinner.
gain, though.
What?
Your loss is their gain.
Not the other customers. Just the house.
Oh yeah, true.
There doesn't it doesn't matter. Poker, I'm fucking with you mentally.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's why even blackjack is minimal fucking with them mentally. You're still playing like the dealer. But poker, you're playing other people.
Yeah.
Like the stock market, like, we're not, like it's all different. But the betting on that, like it's the same thing. That's again, like I could, if I bet on the Leafs to win or lose, it's nothing to do with you. You're not going to get more. It only if I bet you if the Leafs are going to win or lose.
Yeah.
Right. And that's like, but that's why the house always wins. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Always.
like I'll take whoever you want to bet. I'll bet you. What you want as the house is I want your Selena she wants you to bet the Leafs and she wants me to bet Florida. So then either one of us are getting $90 for 100, and she's getting 10 from each of us.
Yeah.
No matter who loses, they just want. That's why it's when you see something if a football team is going to win by like less than 3 points, it's not because they're that much better. Like as a team, they're going to win. The statistics show they're going to win by 4 points in every computer model we have. It's like, no, how do we convince you to bet it?
Yeah.
And how do we convince you to bet it? And that's why if enough people put their money on, if like a big fish in Vegas who knows how to throws all of his money, if Drake fucking comes and throws out, or fucking Merriweather comes and throws $10 million on this guy to win a fight, then the odds change.
Yeah.
So the next guy who's going to bet on that same person won't get the same odds, because if this guy's going to bet it, then that's, you know what I mean? Like I need to get more money on the other side.
Yeah.
I need to convince the next Merriweather to bet the other side. So I'm not so vulnerable. And so this is where you realize Vegas always wins. You see like the Patriots are going to win against whatever team. It's like 90% of the country has bet the Patriots.
Yeah.
And so the only people who win are those 10% and then Vegas or the betting companies. And it's like, it probably doesn't happen. It probably happens way less than 90%. But when it happens, you're like, God damn.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what they're looking for. Right? Like, because now you can find those statistics really easy. And you can even use that as a reason to bet. And like just watching the F1, it's just like, what a fool. Why didn't I just bet Max Verstappen? And I did win a bet because I was like, there's no way Max is going to lose the first lap. And I figured then when I watched the race, nobody's going to understand. I saw the way he's lined up, and I like
You're
fucking,
so
I go, oh
happy.
yeah, here we go. This guy's not going to fuck around. And then so I won that, and I almost won another one. Like I lost another bet as well. And it's just like, I'm watching George Russell never going to pass Leclerc. And I go, why the fuck didn't I bet Leclerc? Like why, you know what I mean? Because whatever it was. And so I like that, like more, more involved. So this is a total sidebar because whatever, it's not even really a sidebar. But do you know who Terry Bradshaw is? I want to tell this story
Yeah.
before.
Football. isn't
Very
it?
impressive.
Yeah.
For some reason, I did not know why. Like, so he's a commentator now, like
Yeah.
in the studio. He's an older guy. He's fucking high 70s probably. He was like the Tom Brady of the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Was in the movies and all that kind of thing. And he's a pretty funny guy. Tammy's got a Funko of him.
Oh, yeah?
And so and she watched the reality show of him and his wife and his kids. Like he's a funny person. Like, you know what I mean? And so it's not one of her crushes or something like that, you know what I mean, or whatever. But she's always had a fond spot for this Terry Bradshaw type of thing. So way back in December, while I was fucking buying Christmas presents and doing some shit or whatever, even I don't know how late in November, but there'd be these commercial ads whenever we're driving. It was just like Terry Bradshaw coming to Falls View Casino, and she's like nudging. Hey, I'd love to go see Terry Bradshaw. Fucking wink, and I'm like, get out of here, Terry Bradshaw. What the fuck are you gonna go see Terry Bradshaw for? It happened at least 3 times. Okay,
What?
whatever. Like the ad would come on
Since
over the
December?
month. In December,
In
right?
December?
And I haven't thought of it since December. You'll figure out why. And so I'm just hearing this Terry Bradshaw. I was like, you know what I mean? Like, she wasn't like pestering me about it, but maybe I heard it twice. Okay, we'll give it twice, maybe not 3 or 4 times. And so, by the time Christmas was coming and we already came back from our trip, like we both didn't have the budget to usually spoil ourselves on each other as we would have done before. And so I just got some random things. And it was like the last day of work before Christmas holidays. And I'm like, fuck. I was a little bit wishing I had more money to get other things or whatever, right? Thinking fucking she's going to outdo me. I've tried. I tried to get as many good things I could think, but couldn't really think of anything more and blah, blah. And I'm like maxing up my cards and do that. And so my cards weren't maxed. It was down. I was like, fuck, I just thinking of getting her one more thing. And I'm thinking online, I might have like the week before, I just randomly got her something on Amazon, something that get delivered really quick. And so I'm like, what's something like that I could get? This fucking, but there's nothing I could afford. And then I'm like, Terry Bradshaw. What's about this fucking Terry Bradshaw show? When is this show actually coming? And so I fucking go to Ticketmaster and I see it's like in a random weekend in April, right? So
shit!
It's like a random weekend in April.
Okay.
It's like it's on a Sunday, and I'm like, fuck, guys, that sucks. Sunday. I go, but you know what? We could fucking remember this is in December. We could just make a day of it. We could take Sunday or Monday off, right? We can go to fucking Buffalo. And we can go fucking have dinner and fucking, we can go to dinner at fucking Olive Garden.
Yeah.
She loves shopping. Everybody here listening knows like we fucking love going to Buffalo, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, oh, this would be fucking great. And whatever. So we'll just do that. So I just so I got the tickets, made a fucking printout. I don't even know if you remember me asking you for a printout.
You did ask me for a printout.
Yeah, so I ended up having to go to it was for that.
Oh.
Right? It was, I might even said at the time, whatever it was, right? Like, but it was just a one-off conversation. And so I, again, probably never expected you to know who Terry Bradshaw was. So I put it in a little fucking card and fucking whatever, made thing, just like, and it'd be part of her Christmas presents or whatever. I might have even made it a thing as like it wasn't like the last best present for you, but it was like towards the end of the night type of thing. I try to do, I've always done it like, oh, by the way, I have one more present for you. I do it on her birthday. It's a thing we do now. And so it'd be like, oh, that would be cool. You know? And she opened it and, not to throw her under the bus, it wasn't the reaction I wanted from. It was almost like, why did you buy me this? Right? Type of thing. And I'm like, what are you talking? Like, because you said so.
I listen.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I said, but I was never bringing up wanting to go see Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah.
And she's like, I was just joking.
Oh,
and I'm like, what are you talking? Like, she's always receives her presents well, right? Like, I'm not trying to throw her under the bus, but I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like, don't gaslight me here. I'm not the one who ever brought. She's like, she's like to say how I'm believing it. She's like, you actually believe me? She didn't say that, but that's how I'm taking this now. And I'm like confused.
Oh
I'm like, I spent
God.
like, you know what I mean? I spent the last fucking couple $100 on my credit card to get you this last minute gift, and apparently I should have got you something else. Or I'm like, fuck. What the fuck, man? And so she's like, God, she's like confused about the whole situation. I go, listen. I go, we could go to Buffalo. We could do it. She's like, yeah, that's, you're right. That'll be good.
You said this was the one more thing?
What? This was the last. She had no more gifts after this.
Oh my!
So this was like the kind of, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't in the middle of the other gifts. It was just like the fucking like, oh, by the way,
that's a good story, man.
And so I was just like, fucking. She's like, I like again. She was. I understand whatever her confusion or something like that. Like I can see me talk. I talk a lot, obviously. So I could just see something that I never said again or paid attention to because I don't remember ever hearing the commercials again. Mm-hmm. It's not like I've heard the commercials ever since. All right. Like maybe it was just one of those things that I just remember hearing. Like I said, like maybe once or twice. For sure I heard it once. I'm going to say, you know what I mean? Like,
are you sure, Jay?
No, I know I did, Brian.
I don't know.
I know I did because I never would have thought of it. And it was just like, it's not like it was something was pestering. It wasn't just like, you know what I mean? Like something that we had to go to. It's just like, oh yeah, Terry Bradshaw. Oh, he's hilarious. And he must go on there like he's not a stand-up, but he's whatever he's going to do. If he's on tour, it's going to be entertaining.
For sure.
For whatever it is. And so she's fucking going, she's saying like this. I'm like, fuck yeah. I mean, like, I'm trying to fluff it up a little bit. Like, no, we'll go to Buffalo, we'll go to the Olive Garden. You know what I mean? Like, you'll have fun. Like, honestly.
I promise.
And then so, like, she warmed up to it. She's like, no, okay, let's be, whatever, right? Like, she ended up fucking warming up to it and be okay. You know, I mean, I understand why you got that.
Did you not do the? But you love Terry Bradshaw. You didn't do that.
I actually today. Well, no, I realized like you have a fucking Funko of Terry Bradshaw. You used to fucking talk about like that's just what I was trying to say. It's like this is not on me. I was trying to do a nice thing, and it wasn't like she's like, how dare you? But it was very confusing. Like really, Terry Bradshaw? I'm like, you're the one who fucking said he's on tour.
You're the one who bought the Funko.
You're the one who has the Funko. You're the one who fucking talking about his thing. You know what I mean? Like I get it, and so it was just like okay, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't. Obviously, my expectations were the problem here, right? Like again, it was just like I don't know what I was expecting. It wasn't even that. It was just the thing that I was more confused about was like you believed me that I wanted to go. So in her mind, she was just joking. Wouldn't that be funny? It'd be me joking. I don't even know. It'd be me randomly joking about going to the car show or something. Right? And where I might kind of want to go, but I'm not going to spend my day going to a car show or never heard me say that.
And then I buy you car show tickets.
And you bought me, I was like, oh shit, I guess I got to go. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I shouldn't have said it or whatever, right? And then, well, so
Good
it wasn't
idea.
quite like that.
So you technically would be obligated.
Oh, I see. Yeah. But I don't want to go. Okay?
But you mentioned it.
I don't. Yeah, I'm mentioning that I don't.
Oh,
Maybe that's the problem. I didn't hear you like, God damn, I'd never want to see Terry Bradshaw. And I forgot the
And
first
you're
part.
like,
Yeah, Terry Bradshaw, right?
Yeah.
It's part of only listening to half a conversation every time. I heard her say something about Terry Bradshaw. It must have been that she wanted to go.
Must have. And then you saw the Funko in your peripheral. You're
Yeah,
like,
I'm just like, oh yeah, that's right. And I see him every Sunday. We all laugh at him, and so it's just like, fucking, of course, who wouldn't want to go see Terry Bradshaw? And this is how long-term, or this is how bad I am at long. It's fucking in April. Who cares? And then it's like, fuck, she loves to go. It'll be a reason to go to Buffalo. She wants to go to Buffalo every fucking 6 months. And then this Trump shit happens.
Yeah,
and now she
tariffs,
fucking
baby.
hates fucking, you know what I mean? Like, the thought of going to America is the furthest thing from her fucking mind.
Yeah.
And we won't be going. And so it's this weekend.
Yeah.
And so that's why I got Monday off. And it's like at 7 o'clock Sunday, it like falls you. So we can still do fucking some stuff. And like, you know what I mean?
In Niagara
We warmed up,
Falls.
not like, but she warmed up to the idea. She was even said like, oh, I'm sorry I reacted that way. It was just like threw me off that you got it to me. Like I got eventually, you know what I mean? Like she dug that it would be something fun to do. And so we'll go. The thing that is like, so all around this story, I've already just like fucked myself. You know what I mean? Like just fucked myself. I could have bought myself for something for $200. I could have bought her something else for $200. And so I was just happy she warmed up to the idea way back when.
Yeah.
And so there we go. Everything unfolds. January. Then it became weird that we weren't going to go to Buffalo with it. You know what I mean? Then it became less of a idea or what. Like my plan. This is why like God laughs at everybody's plans or whatever the fucking quote is.
Yeah.
Because my plan has been changed because we're not going to go to Buffalo. And all that. So kind of like we thought of it in that different way. But now it's coming up to this weekend and we go. So speaking of gambling, like, and being an old man, like I really like watching golf. It's not like I'm not trying to sell anybody on watching golf, but the older I get, or for whatever, I play less golf for my life, not like just because circumstance, but I love betting on golf. Like I love betting on the underdog because it can change in a hurry. Like I'm not trying to explain, but I can understand why nobody would even want to think of watching any golf. It's the most boring thing they can think of. But it'd be hard to explain to somebody that really doesn't care about watching an F1 race. Like there's a lot of, you know what I mean? Like last week's was very boring.
Yep.
But you can dissect it and you can watch it for your reasons.
Or fall asleep.
Yeah, that's fine. You can do that for golf too. You can do that for NASCAR. You can do it for a lot of different things. But golf, I really enjoy betting. And so this weekend is like almost the best tournament in the week of the year. It's the Masters. And I'm sure you've heard about the Masters
What's
tournament.
that?
It's at a.
I know, Jay. Come on. You just cut me
Troll.
on Terry Bradshaw. Come on.
That's true, yeah. And so the thing is, I will not now get to watch the final round of the Masters.
Depends on where you go.
I'll be traveling. Yeah, I'll see bits and pieces of it, but I won't get to park my ass for 5 hours with my second TV where I can watch all kinds of other things and have the Masters rolling in the background. If I wasn't going to put it this way, if I wasn't going to Terry Bradshaw on Sunday, I'd be waking up, getting my coffees, making breakfast, watching an F1 race for a couple hours, and then watching 6 hours of golf.
Did you tell Tammy this?
No, this is so.
So she's
3
gonna
weeks
hear
ago,
this after you guys go?
No. 3 weeks ago, right? Like, so we did all this random weekend in April. And we went over the fucking, like, what a waste of time buying these tickets, to warming up to it's a good idea, to kind of looking forward to it. We're going to get to go up and down Clifton Hill. Like, it's a little bit overrated for me, but if you don't do it all the time, like, it is what it is. And I'm expecting to have a great time. It's
And
her
how many
present.
times have you been on Clifton Hill? Yeah. Okay, so-
But whatever, right? Like, I'm
Yeah,
saying,
it's
like,
Clifton Hill.
Yeah, like, it's just embrace. You know what I mean? Like, you
100%.
can have fun. If you're an idiot if you don't want to go have fun there. It's not like I go every
Absolutely.
weekend.
It's not terrible.
Yeah, so, but this is now the idea. Like, so I embraced it. We're going to go have dinner. It's because it's her Christmas present. Like, I want her to take a gummy. Like, I'll get high enough and have a drink there. You know what I mean? Like, I can just.
So you're driving?
Yeah, of course. It's her present. I want her to. She's not one to want to go get high in public type of thing, but she gets high so fast. And she gets like, I want you to fucking enjoy the show. Like, I'm slipping her fucking shit in her drink, all kinds. Like, she's like, and so, so I want everything to go smoothly and go good. So, like I said, that's what we've been kind of talking about in the month leading up, or the time leading up to it. Then about 3 or 4.
You guys aren't staying the night.
No, we've even toyed with that idea.
Yeah.
Right? We're like, wouldn't it be fun? So we could both drink.
It would
We
have
could
been
both
fun.
get high.
Yeah.
And we could both like do all that. But I really can't afford it right now, and it's not really that worth it. We're an hour away.
Yeah, I
like
know.
that's why I want her to do all that. She can have one drink, one gummy, and she's done. I could have one drink, one gummy, and fucking driving better than I was before the one drink and one gummy. I swear. And so, so it's been all good. And like I said, I like every golf weekend, but they're not all the same. Ever since even the split with the Saudis and all these other things that you probably understand more than I think you do. But so these major tournaments are when they all come together. And so this is like the best field. It's like this. What makes the Masters is why you want to watch it. But I like watching and betting on every random golf weekend, no matter what. But this is when they're all there. This is like
Is Tiger Woods in it?
no, because he's hurt. He would have been. I don't know. I'm like, this is how I'm so susceptible to you trolls. Ask Tariq. And so what?
I said he's worse, but yeah.
Yeah, he's worse. No, maybe you're
No,
worse. We expect
he's
more
better
from you.
at it.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I don't know the schedule off by heart. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Like I never would have thought, like I might forget by next year, but realizing that this will be the weekend the Masters is on. Until like about 3 weeks ago when the commercials were like when I'm watching other golf and it's like, oh yeah, we'll be like in 3 weeks we're at the Masters and we're coming to the Masters. I'm like, when is that Terry Bradshaw concert? And I fucking see it's like April 14th, and I fucking like it was like 3 weeks ago tops. And Masters. When does Masters start? From the 9th to the 13th. I'm like, God, fucking damn. And so it's just another laughable thing that this gift that at first was not appreciated that I wanted to be is now costing me watching my favorite golf tournament of the year.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's not the end of the world. She's like feels once. So I knew that, and again to her credit, even with the Buffalo thing, everything, it was like whatever. Like a week later, once she started embracing it, she was really liking it, and she apologized or whatever in 2 ways. Was like, oh, I'm sorry that I made out like I didn't want this or whatever. Well, you know what I mean? Like saying it was only a joke. You know what I mean? Like not admitting to the amount of times that she said she wanted to go, maybe, but saying like, thanks for getting it for me. You know, we'll have a good time and this and that. Even when we could go to Buffalo, we will still have a good time with this. And even if we can't stay, we'll still have a good time with this and all that.
Yeah,
so once I found out the Masters thing, I was like, she'll know soon enough because then she feels so bad for me. She's like, oh
so
no.
she hasn't found out or she has?
Oh, she knows.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I didn't tell her once I knew. But she'll know that this is going to be a Sunday.
Did you do that anything for you, babe?
Well, this is I'm saying that with my actions.
You go, Jay.
Right? It's just like as much as I can watch golf anytime. I'll be watching it tomorrow almost all day, and I can still bet on it all the time. It's just ironic. It's a hilarious, in my mind, fucking twist to this story.
It is funny,
and but I'll be like sitting on the couch soon. Like I can't look at it like a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
The only thing that I am changing my thoughts on is I have never hoped for a thunderstorm to hit Augusta, Georgia on Sunday afternoon more than I have now. The best thing that could happen to me in the world is that they have to cancel play and then do, you know what I mean? Like play it on Monday instead of Sunday because I'll be home all day Monday. And if I wasn't going to Terry Bradshaw, I'd be at work all day Monday. Yeah. And so, you know, I mean, it rarely ever happens.
Work is fun though. Are you going to watch the race before what time are you guys leaving?
I'll get to watch the race before. Okay. The race is like at 11 in the morning, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of around perfect time.
Thank God we're at this time of the freaking season. Jesus.
Man, last week's made me not want to watch it at all because it's so fucking boring. So I'm hesitantly excited. Are you very excited for it?
No, I'm hopeful though.
Can I just totally divert conversation? We can go back to that if you want. For the guys, whatever. Because we remember we talked about the cute little woolly mammoth mice. Yeah. Remember, back then we talked about.
Don't tell me you're going to talk about the dire wolves.
Well, I just want to know what you're thinking about it.
Because we've never talked about this.
Not the dire wolves. We talked about the mammoth mice.
We talked about the mammoth mice, but we never talked about the actual dire wolves.
No, we haven't brought it up at all.
Yeah.
But I mean, so why you're way more excited about the dire wolf than you are the mouse?
Because that is, I don't know. I just think that's just really cool that they actually, because the mice, they're dead now, right?
No, they're still alive.
Oh, those are still alive?
They're still alive. The guy, so one of the few Rogan podcasts that I could stomach through was before I saw the Time cover and other people talking about the dire wolf, the head of the company was on Rogan talking about it.
You know what's funny? I saw the dire wolf thing come up and I thought it was fake.
No, it's real as fuck.
It's real. And then I watched a couple little documentaries on it and shit, and like some interviews with the owner and whatnot. And I'm like, holy, like they actually did. And they're like, yep, it's 6 months old now. And I'm just like, what?
And so I think the mice are all are still living, and it's the same company.
It's the same company who did it. Okay.
It's like Colossus or something called like that.
Colossus. So
Look on your stock market.
They're doing a. Let me write that down. No. So they're doing. They have a lot of good ideas of what.
Why
they
is it a
want
good
to
idea?
do.
Like I heard, but other than curiosity, like I could almost think of more bad ideas than good ideas.
What, Jurassic Park?
I mean, that's dinosaur shit. But what about like?
I mean,
don't you think things go extinct for more than just human reasons? Like I don't know if the direwolf's problem was humans.
Yeah, we don't know if it was.
And even if it was, throwing them back into the ecosystem is like putting a python in the Everglades.
So they're not going to do it.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, that's what they say.
Yeah,
they
so
say
why do it at all?
Not going to do it.
Why do it at all?
They're saying that the research that comes out of what they did, they'll be able to save animals that are near extinction. Like there's some animals that have like what was it? I think it was another fox or it was a wolf or something that has their gene pool is just not big enough for them to reproduce. Did you hear about this?
This is the red wolf, I think he was talking about.
Yes, the red wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they said they're doing things like that, and there's like a lot of stuff that they're doing that would immediately impact saving animals. So
I think this is what you ask your market researchers to tell you what to say. Like I'm not even saying it's fake. I get it. I don't think that's. I think that's a. Like. I want to recognize, you know what I mean, like whatever, like humans, did to make something extinct or do whatever. I think it's just more of a curiosity thing. I think more, not a gloating, showing off. Look what I can do, but like in a look at what we can do. Is we can bring this thing back. You know what I mean? Like make a whole species. The woolly mouse. To me, is a little bit more even impressive because that's a brand new species.
Yeah,
right.
But that could be a whole bunch of problems.
But I think so. But if you making a dire people don't like zoos because we're just jailing animals, right? Like you know what I mean. Like the more intelligent, it's just like in a jail, like a primate in a jail, a dolphin in a tank, is got a lot less appeal to it than just because we can, right? Like do it. Like we recognize whatever Buddha soul is in that fucking being, or you know what I mean. Like the right for anything to exist. But I think I just see it wreaking havoc on an ecosystem. The guy talks about when they reintroduce wolves to the areas like Yellowstone and do all these things. Like it's not like they can always go bad. I'm not. But there's more there's a lot of potential to go bad. Like what if the dire wolves just decimate the population of regular wolves? Like coyotes are very good at prolificating themselves.
But that's if we're going on the base that they are reintroducing them, which they say that they're not. So we can't really go down that road.
But there's I understand.
They want to do a woolly mammoth. They want to do a woolly mammoth.
For what point?
I don't know. That
I understand the curiosity of it.
You wouldn't want to see a woolly mammoth?
I personally wouldn't pay the money for it.
I would.
You would pay the money for it.
To see one?
I mean, to see the exhibit of it or whatever. I wouldn't pay the money. I wouldn't like this is a bad investing. I don't think I don't recognize, other than curiosity, I think the research part that they're talking about, they're trying to sell their purpose more than just a curiosity of wanting to do this and see it as a thing.
But curiosity is important for us to move forward as humans.
Yeah, no, I sell the part. I'm not 100% against it.
Yeah,
I'm not. I'm only steelmanning going against the argument that because No. I don't. I'm not even. It's capitalism in the biological sense. Like it's again not a thing. Like you know what I mean? It's a living thing. It's a thing. It's like it's just a wolf or whatever. And it's very cool. But I just I just see the pythons in the Everglades problem of it all, where everything is gone now, or those fucking carp. Like once they get into the fucking river system, like the steelhead carp.
Those things are crazy.
Yeah, that's just progress? I'm not saying that's a natural thing that's happened. right? Like but because humans did put them in there in the first place, or whatever, you know what I mean? Like whatever humanity was the part of that, introducing something into the fragile ecosystem of something,
which they're not doing.
Yeah, but for now though, I don't trust them that it's not like Okay, I get it, but then it's even less of a purpose. And then I almost feel sorry for this poor dire wolf.
Well, yeah. Well, they're gonna have great health care, Jay. They're gonna have great health. But if that results in saving animals, saving tigers, imagine the tigers go extinct, and we've developed ways because of this to save tigers. Wouldn't that be a disservice on us? Imagine we've lost animals gone extinct during your lifetime. I know I've lost one, I can't remember, but you've been through life and said, "Oh shit, that doesn't exist anymore." Isn't it part of our, like, shouldn't we be doing stuff to save it?
Oh yeah. Humans? Oh, I hear you. And even like tigers, I'm not
hugging trees.
I'm not resigned to watching tigers go extinct. But the problem is when you hear that there's more tigers in captivity in Texas than there are wild tigers in the world.
That's nuts.
Yes, this is a problem of being a human. This is what we've done. This is like it's on conserving the land that fucking tigers fucking have. It's like, why saving something like an elephant, because you protect the land that an elephant needs, protects so many other subspecies. Like there's certain markers, like species markers or whatever.
Yeah, but we're past that at this point.
That's what I'm saying. But coming up with the DNA to save, like, it's a fake saving. Like, humanity is going to make tigers extinct. Humanity is going to make rhinos extinct. Like, yes, we should do whatever popular, but it's a zoo. It's until we fix the problem of why we make them extinct. Just making them in a lab isn't going to fucking stop that. Like, I'm not looking forward to that happening, but that progress you don't stop.
In some cases. No,
the research they learn, I get it. I think everything they do is cool, but I don't think it's the saving of a species. I think the fact that eventually, like, just what we said about tigers means that tigers are done. Basically means tigers are done.
More or less, yeah.
And I think that's fine. I think whoever owns tigers in Texas, they're not the problem. That's whatever they get to do, and they have it. I don't understand how it's great for the like. I have a complicated relationship with zoos now because I think they have good parts and bad parts. Like SeaWorld, I've always grew up. SeaWorld was never a problem until it was a problem, and then once I can't unsee the problem anymore. But part of me not defending it was just like, how much less would we know about dolphins and whales if we never had them in captivity at all? Yep. And I know, like, so I'm not using that as my selling point, but that is a justification of why they exist. Now, I think something better should be done than other than the little tanks they have at SeaWorld. I think there should be and I've heard things proposed in the Arctic, like more natural selections. Like I said before, nobody's donating their fucking land off of the coast of San Diego to give them, you know what I mean? Like a real proper natural waterway that's too valuable. Yeah. So it's all bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, but that's the only thing that'll really save them. But nobody wants to take that cost. So
no one wants to be inconvenienced to save them.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's fucked until we stop fucking with them in the ocean or over whaling them. You know what I mean? Like that. So
we can. So we use technology.
Yeah, I get that. And now we fucking have people that go after. So we have world treaties that say these countries agree not to go hunt whales anymore because we don't need to. But certain people want it for their indigenous rights, and some people want it for fucking money-making schemes. And so you have volunteer groups like the Greenpeace or do whatever, and you can just think it's futile, but they go after the people that are doing it illegally. And then that's all you can really do. Like, you're going to stop it, and eventually you just hope that less and less people are doing it illegally. And then that's how the whales get to be more, you know what I mean? Like, you get more people paying money to go watch them in the ocean than you do from the blubber of the fucking you thing. Like, it seems so antiquated. Like, we don't understand why people use whale oil for fucking lanterns.
No idea.
Technology fixed that.
Yep.
And I get that, but that's different than just making a new whale. Like, that's the Jurassic part of it all. Like, that's why it gets compared to it, because it's the ultimate, you know what I mean? Like,
but
runaway
if you can
train.
help the reproduction, that's a benefit, isn't it?
That's cool then. No, I don't even need it to be that. I'm saying they're justifying it. It's not, that is a reason to justify why you're doing it. You're doing it for the sensationalism of, look at what we did.
Well, it's a scientific marvel.
It is. It's cool as fuck.
So we can have multiple reasons.
It's cool as fuck. I get it. I'm not trying to disown it.
So you wouldn't go see it?
Yeah, I mean, I'd see it.
No, like pay to go see it.
No, I'm not even saying I wouldn't go see to pay it. That's the only reason to do it. Like, I have still gone to zoos. It's just a complicated thing.
I hear that.
Like, I would think that dire wolf or that mammoth was a slave to the owner of, and you could just say that's
that
what animals are
company?
here for. But I would say, and not to just, you know what I mean? Like, overuse that word or whatever, but there, you know what I mean? Like, there's a distinct relationship advantage there. Like, you can't be for free range animals and think that this dire wolf's job is to be in a crate going from city to city so I can go see it.
If they did that, I would think it's fucked up. If
When-
they did like a tour of like a freaking exhibit like
whatever.
they do in museums and stuff, I would think that's fucked up.
Yeah, okay. So even the other alternative is I've got to different zoos in the world, and you go to zoos that are fucking 120 years old, and they look like they're from the Flintstones.
Yeah.
You see a fucking polar bear in a fucking concrete little jungle, or you go to San Diego Zoo, where they've, you know what I mean? They're a world-renowned zoo, and they do their best to make it, you know what I mean, like an enclosed polar exhibit. You're fucking freezing, and you go there and just go, well, this is a little bit more conducive to what the polar bear might actually need. But you still can't think of this. This guy is just basically, you know what I mean? He's in a prison. His life is a shitty. If you were him, you know what I mean? No, whatever. Like I said, like it's a complicated relationship with humans and animals.
Yeah.
And so even if it's just job now is to exist. Like the other selling point is they're not just in a cage. They got this free range in wherever, like undisclosed location.
Yeah, they're not disclosing it.
And so you can just assume that there's, you know what I mean, going on, and they will have the chance to be normalized and do all that. Like it's great. It's an experiment. Like everything. I don't hate science. I like the experiment. I see all that. Like again, I'm just trying to not hero worship the fucking guy doing it.
Yeah.
Right. And pointing out when I see something as a selling point. Like, you know what I mean? It's more to be rightfully so. Look at what we did. Oh, and by the way, it's gonna help the red pandas and fucking shit. Like it's a side note. It's something like, you know what I mean? Like this is how we can do.
I'm fine with that though.
Yeah. I would rather
with
them
that.
concentrate on getting plastic out of the ocean or something. Like I'm not even saying that the two, like how you want to relate the two.
No, yeah, that would save
That's
a
a
lot
more-
of animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, and you know what I mean? Like, and sometimes every now and then that gets play or whatever. And I see all that. So, like I said, it's really cool.
It's also another step for humanity. Whatever they learn from this, they can learn from cloning humans.
I hear you, and I'm not even against it. So I showed you that. I don't even know where that fucking
The robot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like I wasn't trying to tell you that's my first instinct isn't to be scared of it. I'm just looking at it like this is the most alive looking thing I ever saw.
Yeah.
And it was I don't know what company, what Dynamics, it wasn't Boston Dynamics, but whatever robotics company made this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like veins and muscles
Yeah.
underneath the little skin it has.
Yeah.
And it's creepy.
It looks like they did like every single bone for a human body.
Every single bone, every single fiber.
Yeah. It looked crazy.
It's fucking got these like sprinters fucking legs, and this fucking whole looked like it was like it looked like something from a horror movie. It looked like a Last of Us fucking zombie with its gray fucking skin.
Yeah.
And I just like saw it, like, can you imagine? Because you can stick like a Clone Wars type of thing where you just like it's a CGI of like these group of these things just coming at you. Like this is just
Oh,
unstoppable.
that would be crazy.
Like that's something that could eventually do my job.
yeah, for sure.
That thing
100%.
that's the scary part.
100%.
Not scared that it's going to shoot me and eat me, but that this is the thing that is replacing me.
Yep.
If your fucking buddy Elon can make them that good, and they're close or whatever, you know what I mean? Like once he gets to deconstruct that one and put more like that, that
Bet
made
you
him
it's a
fucking
Chinese
come in his
company.
pants.
I bet you it's a Chinese company.
Yeah, of course. And we probably fucking tariff at 204%. Right? Like it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That's more impressive to me than the dire wolf.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which one's more impressive to you?
Probably the dire wolf because I have no idea how you would do something like that. Like I can see how you would do something like a robot, or because we've been seeing it over and over and over and increasingly getting better. But I have no concept of like the troubles you'd have to go in to finding DNA, inseminating an egg, dealing with all the issues and like transporting that, doing like all the things that they have to do to that like biology and that kind of stuff is that's something I'm lost. That's lost on me. I have no idea.
I'm lost just as much in like the swervery, like all the little mechanics and things that make the robot work.
Yeah, but
I know
you
just
are-
as theoretical as DNA.
But you understand, you understand that a wheel spins and it will move something
But
else.
you understand that
what
a sperm and
motor
an egg.
is.
You understand splicing.
Yeah, I understand.
I understand
that.
making different strains of weed.
For sure, but like I'll give you for when the COVID vaccine came out, and people were talking about all these ingredients in the COVID vaccine, they would say, and then when you research that some of these ingredients are common use because you have to use it to transport the virus inside something like at a molecular level to keep the right temperature. We're not thinking about that. We're thinking about, we clone, we splice. We're not thinking about like all the other things of taking it from one dish to another, or you know what I mean? Like we have no concept of like that inner workings of any of that.
I think you're giving the rest of us, or I feel the same way about the coding that goes into moving that finger.
But that makes sense though.
Okay, I correlate the two.
I guess I don't
Like
know.
that's biological technology. Like that's
Yeah.
more marvelous. You're right. Okay, it has that kind of more marvel. I don't. Maybe because of movies or just like I said, it's like theoretical thinking. Like just like of course they can make a dire wolf. Like of course, ever since they could clone a sheep, like it's just never been a fucking not. It's not that, lack of a better term, impressive, right? Like it's like I said, it's cool. I just again, it's not like shouldn't do it or whatever. It just doesn't impress me as building the robot. Like again, I need to see. Like I get more impressed by building something, not tearing it down. Not that they're doing that. Like I'm not comparing it to Toys R Us again or whatever that shit. But like that's just like I see them both the same. Like there's no wrong answer. I'm not trying to shit on your answer.
I know.
I see that. I just see like the robot thing has way more.
But as people who build stuff for a living, we can understand how you would build something. Like I can.
Yeah.
It can be like, like if I was to build, like my robot would not look that good, but I'm pretty sure I could make a robot that arm would move at work.
Oh, I see. And you're saying like I can't make something breathe on
I
its
have
own.
no idea. I would not. I would not even know how to separate a proper strain of DNA. And then they're taking out issues like genetical. What's the word I'm looking for?
Genetic deficiencies.
Genetic deficiencies out of these strains. Like I have no concept of that.
I've heard people talk about CRISPR and gene editing, and ever since we had to try artificial insemination and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like you kind of already know. Like it's a marvel and it's also a basic thing now. It's just the more money you have, the better chance you're going to have that. And,
But to take something from 10,000 years ago.
I'm like, there's nothing I'm trying to de-impress about.
Yeah, I'm just trying to wrap my head around it now.
Yeah, but there's no. But this is what I'm saying. And this is what the Jurassic Park of it is. It's like we've moved on. This, like I said, it's a whole fucking snakehead fucking trout or whatever. It's just like you're going to decimate this. Like that's how fragile the ecosystem is. You can't just because we can and we do it. What if it did get out? What, like, again, it's fine to say it won't. But this is, again, it's all fantasy, but like the Jurassic Park of it all. But if it does, then all of a sudden T-Rex is like up down San Francisco or whatever, right? Like it's not, and I'm not saying don't do anything because of the unintended consequences or whatever, but now, like I said, now one person knows how to do this. Right? Like again, and he's just telling you what good it is for the 8 billion rest of us. Right? And that's not a fair power balance.
Yeah, well then we should have done it first.
Well, it doesn't. We don't want to. We don't
need competition.
I hear that's fine. It's all good. But like I said, the one person who built that robot out of 8 billion of us is more impressive to me. If I have to pick the two, right? And it's just like again, I'm not trying to hero worship any of them. It's just it's crazy how like whatever. Just trying to correlate those two different things, and like. Like I said, I don't want to even come across like I'm shitting on things. I think I'm just more expensive. How do I invest in that company?
Which one, Colossus?
Yeah, there you go. See, you remembered it, right?
Oh man.
We got to go. I think, but the last thing on here, you probably go. I don't know why you felt so upset with people decided they didn't need a computer in their house.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't have a computer. We don't use a computer at our house.
Yeah, I just find that extremely weird. We're in a computer should be like a microwave at this point.
But why? We do. We have phones and iPads.
Those aren't computers, though.
They do everything that we need a computer to do.
I don't know. Then people wouldn't have computers if that was the case.
The only thing we don't have, and we can still do it if we want, is just you can even use a printer without a computer.
Yeah, but then If it was like that, computers wouldn't exist, and they wouldn't be so.
Yeah, we've evolutioned. I've evolutioned myself out of a computer.
I would call it devolution.
No, because my phone just got better and better. I remember not being able to do things. I remember needing a computer to not because I couldn't do it on my phone.
For sure, but that's just the advancement of a phone. You think a phone can do everything a computer can? Not even close.
For my home use, I don't think our company could work without a phone.
I don't
computer.
think most things could work.
Why do so many people not have a computer?
If I wanted
to
type up, I don't know about most, but I would say it's half and half. If I want to type up something, I'm not doing it on my iPad. Even though my iPad has a keyboard, I'm not doing it on my iPad. I'm not doing it on my phone if I want to type it. If I want to do my resume, you're going to do your resume on your iPad on your phone. Not that you need to, but you haven't. If you needed to, is that what you need?
I probably would.
We had to fill out forms for Sire's basketball. Selena did it on the computer because it just
we had to fill forms
sense.
For banking and for like refinancing and do all that stuff. Done everything through the iPad.
Exactly. You did everything through the iPad. It's way better on the computer. It's just
we didn't need
better
it.
on it.
No,
you don't necessarily need it.
Then you have to have a physical spot for it. You can't just move it wherever you want. You have to have a computer room.
You can get a laptop.
True. Yeah, you can have a laptop.
The same thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So
okay, that's not right.
It's and plus
I haven't had to need a computer.
Because you found other stopgaps, but like we were having the discussion about the gaming. You have an Xbox and a PlayStation. I don't need any of those two. Yeah. I have a computer that can do that and everything my iPad can do, and then more than that. And if I wanted to mine Bitcoin, I could have done that too.
True.
And then on top of that, I could do work Selena. I could work from it's just I could the options are endless. And then I feel like the other ways you limit yourself, but you don't limit yourself because you buy other things. It just
I hear you, but if I had a computer for only gaming, then I would only game where my computer is, and I would have to I get why people might want to game on a laptop.
Yeah, I was about to say, why wouldn't you want to game in a room by yourself?
You make a good point. I'll leave it there. I'll tell you how great Terry Bradshaw was next week.
Yes, I can't wait. I can't wait to hear about this. To be honest,
I'm just so happy you knew he was. That saves 15 minutes of a podcast right there.
Well, I want to thank everyone for listening to the work-related podcast.
This one here probably was very hard to listen to because I can't remember talking about something I don't know about as much as this. But
yeah, that was
It's not like we're not going to do it next week. People.
We did. Yeah, it's part of our MO.
See you guys next week.